This episode of Tekzilla is sponsored by 23andMe.
Jamie has a question about ergonometrics posted up on Facebook. Desperately looking for a comfortable computer chair. Every computer chair that I bought or tested suffers from the same problem. The back is not 100% locked. There's always about an inch or two of wiggle room on the back recliner due to the locking mechanism. This causes me to hunch over and put unnecessary stress on my lower and mid back. Every leather chair that I have ever bought loses its firmness after a couple months. Are there any firm leather chairs as comfortable as, let's say, my new Chevy Equinox? I've shopped at just about every national chain store with no luck. For a person with severe back problems, I'm willing to spend as much as it takes to get a comfortable chair. My back thanks you for any help.
I personally am not a fan of leather office chairs. I'm more of the mesh kind of guy, especially on these warm summer days. Now, I'll just start off with what I'm sitting on at home right now. My comfy office chair, it happens to be the Herman Miller Aeron chair, pretty ubiquitous. And I found one on Craigslist used for about half the price of a new one, less than half. The seat adjustments, though, are really what makes this just insane. Let me scroll down here to chair adjustments, see if it pops up. Everything you need, and in particular, what you were talking about, how the seat won't lock back. You get still a little motion going backward. Well, if you don't like that, you can actually have it tilt forward slightly to keep you, upright and maybe even keep the posture going. Another option too, some folks around the offices here actually have switched to exercise ball chairs, perhaps one way to encourage the use of an improved posture. Now, you can either go with an isokinetics chair that actually, houses the ball itself, or just the ball just all alone on the floor. I find that everyone who uses these tends to sit upright a little more erect, and they are also more focused on, you have to work at it a little more, so it's actually using your own body and muscles to maintain good posture. So there are a couple good options there, but if you haven't checked out an Aeron chair, and especially some of their designs, I know they're brand new, they can go up to $900 or more, but they are, look at it as a long-term investment, and they last for freaking ever if you take good care of it. And the adjustments in particular, as far as height, where the armrests go in terms of in or out, and in particular, like you mentioned too, how the chair itself will lean in terms of how you want to sit on it and be supported from behind. And for that, it's worth every penny I paid for it. And I personally recommend it. If you guys have a good chair recommendation, I would love to know.
I would like to talk for as somebody who grew up in the furniture industry, and as somebody who has dealt with some of the best and some of the worst office furniture you can buy, some of the best being at a place I worked at, Ziff Davis in New York City, some of the worst being some of the stuff that's been hauled home from Costco, from some of the places here in San Francisco. If you want to spend all the money and have the ultimate office chair, the Concord Presidential is what President Bush and President Obama are both using in the Oval Office.
There we go.
That is one of the, most leather office chairs suck. They are cheap, they are not properly stuffed, they are not properly set up, and they have that junky mechanisms. This is going to cost you about $2,000, but it's going to do a fantastic job with your back. As somebody who has played rugby for a bunch of years,
like a Recaro seat.
Yeah, well,
mounted
actually,
on a nice frame.
I've seen Recaro seats mounted on office chairs or race chairs. The one I use most often at home is an old Emeco Navy chair. Is a 10006. These things used to be like $8 at garage sales. Now they sell for hundreds of dollars on eBay. But the construction is bomb-proof. The back support I like quite a bit. It looks really hard, but if you have lower back problems, this is really, really fantastic. And, like I think Mr. Aeron mentioned, the little bouncy balls look ridiculous, but they do a lot for actually tightening up your abdominal wall, which will in turn help with the back problems. And those are really, really inexpensive and available just about anywhere you can buy sporting goods.
Yeah, you know what? Lifehacker actually has a pretty good article on the bouncy ball chairs and some pros and cons too regarding for male and female use. And you might look at that and go, oh, there's something I didn't consider. And maybe that isn't the best idea.
It's kind of like the standing desk. Is the standing desk a good idea or a bad idea? Well, actually, what you want to do is mix things up.
Try it. Yep. And like I said, just even on the walk over to our studio right here, I passed a couple of other offices and I saw those bouncy chairs. The ball, the isokinetic styles. The yoga ball chairs.
The yoga ball thing. Right. Let's take a moment to thank one of our sponsors.
Have you ever been curious about your genetic background? What about your DNA? I was, and that's why I use 23andMe. 23andMe enables anyone to explore their own DNA, and it's based on a saliva analysis of approximately 1 million data points in your DNA. Customers receive over 200 personalized reports that cover health risks, physical traits, carrier status for conditions that could be passed on to children, and tons more. 23andMe first offered their personal genome service in November 2007 for $999, and it only provided 14 reports. But today, you can get over 200 reports, all for $99. Isn't the evolution of technology wonderful? It may sound intimidating, but 23andMe makes the whole process really simple. First, you buy a DNA kit online, then you mail it in with your saliva sample, and postage is included. And after a few weeks, you receive over 200 health, trait, and ancestry reports. Heck, I've used it and I can't recommend it enough. So what are you waiting for? Get started today. Check it out at 23andme.com/Tekzilla to learn more.